2:17 a.m. in the morning, the middle of the night, and I have to start getting ready to work in the next 4 or 5 hours. However, I am committed to you and committed to sharing all of my experiences as soon as they happen, or should I say, right after they occur. And I am here to share another one. This was a strange one. It was brief. And yeah, I've said that I've had strange experiences before. This, I think, breaks the mold. I mean, seriously, let me get into this. First, you should know that before or when I was in bed and after I'd closed my eyes as I was lying there, tonight I was thinking about eternity, infinity. By the way, this is something I don't know that I've talked about this much on this channel. The whole concept has always been something that has frightened me since I was a small child. Something having the ability to go on forever and trying to understand what that actually means from my point of view. I don't know why it scared me, really. I mean, perhaps a person shouldn't be afraid of the infinite forever, and if you can go on forever, marvelous, I suppose, but I don't know. That has always intimidated me. And as I was lying there, I thought, sometimes my guides will answer me directly, I guess, with certain things, or though, I guess with their answers, they show me things. And I guess I was figuring that if I asked the question directly, that I would get more of a direct answer. I don't know. But I asked them, I said, what is the meaning of eternity? What is the meaning of infinity? I mean, I know it means to go on forever, but I know the literal meaning of it, by the way, guys, but I don't know that I understand the concept because I'm coming from it from a 3D perspective. I'm coming from it from your perspective. All of you who are listening to me now have the same perspective of the 3D world that we have, that our bodies have a limited life in this place. So I was wondering about the true meaning of what it is. What is eternity? So I'm lying there, and by the way, it was raining and it was lightning and thunder, which almost never happens in Southern California, but it's calmed down since then. But I'd say about midnight or so, I mean, it was starting to storm, which is great. I mean, I love the rain, storms. I have storm sounds on. I at first was just kind of lying in bed and I didn't have any sounds on other than the storm outside, and I was listening to that. And then I turned on some very light, relaxing music. For those of you who are interested, I always like to talk about what my background sounds are. So I'm lying there and trying to relax a little bit, closing my eyes. And again, I had just put it out there. And what I decided was I wasn't going to keep asking the question. I just said, I'm putting it out there. I would like to know what the meaning of this is, the meaning of what it is to be infinite, that kind of thing. And at one point, after I shut my eyes, I felt that feeling. Guys, and I was like, okay, this is happening. So I didn't feel any emotion. I did feel that sense of going over the side of my bed, again to the left. I don't know. It's so interesting because that way of going, that, fall, I guess, when I fall off my bed, or the sense that I get when I fall off my bed when I do the Beyond Body, to the left seems to be a thing with me. I always go to the left. Not sure why that is, but it happens. And it happened this time. And it was a slow kind of a fall again. I just kind of went, and then I felt myself kind of falling. And of course, I was in darkness as always, but it's interesting because the scene was there very quickly. In other words, what I'm saying is the darkness lifted. And it wasn't even almost as if it was lifting. It was like I was just in a place. It wasn't gradual. Let's just say that. I'm just going to tell you it wasn't a gradual kind of a thing like it normally is. It was fairly quickly that I could see the scene, that I could see where I was. I believe I was in a house or an apartment. I'm not 100% sure. The first thing I could see was a chair. Maybe it was an office chair. I'm not sure. There may have been a desk. There may have been some other things. I wasn't focused on that. What I was focused on was a toy stuffed animal, specifically a dog. That's what it appeared to me to be at first, a stuffed dog. And I saw it just kind of sitting. It was motionless, wasn't moving. So I started walking toward it, and suddenly this stuffed dog started running away from me. Yes, I heard you correctly. If you doubt that, you can go back, you can rewind, listen to me again. The stuffed dog started to run away from me. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's a stuffed dog and it's alive. Okay, it's a toy stuffed dog that is alive. It had brownish hair. I don't know breeds of dogs. I thought maybe it was a terrier, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. I'm probably completely wrong. I know the hair was very brown and it looked kind of curly. It looked, yeah. Let's just say it was light brown hair on the dog, and that I'm thinking maybe a terrier. That's the first thing that comes to my head. This stuffed dog terrier that was now animated, in motion and alive, turned around and started coming toward me. Now, those of you who know that I have a kind of a weirdness with puppets, because one of the experiences I had, you'd be thinking, well, you're probably going to be freaked out at this point, right? No, I was not freaked out. In fact, I thought it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. So I started running toward the dog. The dog is running now toward me, right? Turns around, starts running toward me. And I reach down to pick the dog up. As I'm reaching down to pick the dog up, the dog runs through my hands as if it were a spirit being. Just ran right through my hands. As if it were transparent. It was transparent. And as it ran, I remember that I could see that it seemed to be transparent. As I was trying to grab it, it just ran through my hands. And I'm like, okay, it's a spirit dog. I don't know. It just kept running. And I'm like, all right. I turned around, and then the dog ran back toward me. As I turned around, I ran back toward the dog. And then finally, when I reached down, the dog was now solid. It was still a stuffed dog, but it was like moving around and very happy, as if it was so happy to see me. And I was rubbing the dog and playing with the dog and just having a wonderful time with this stuffed dog who was alive. Alive, guys. And so, as we're sitting there and we're playing, at one point, and I think we played for some time, we took some time to play. Number one, the dog became more and more real to me. My eyes, at first seeing a stuffed dog, was now seeing a dog that appeared to be flesh, almost flesh and blood as I was going along in time. So it was becoming more and more real. That's number one. But number two, I had this sense that others lived in this place. Now, I don't know if I was thinking that this dog had masters, maybe, or owners. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I wanted to meet the owners of this place. So I believe I told the dog I want to meet the other people here or the owners here, something along those lines. So we started walking. And then, as we were walking, I think I was talking to the dog, like, who lives here or something along in that way, something about, who lives here or who are we going to meet. And then the dog began to respond to me, like speaking to me in English. Did I not tell you that this was strange? It's really, really strange. It was out there, guys. It is so out there. I will admit this I have to tell you, I know it sounds out there. Stick with me, please. Stick with my channel. I'm not crazy, I swear. But so we're talking and the dog is responding to me. I think the dog was telling me, yes, there's people that live here and this and that. I don't remember the exact words, guys. I wish I did. I wish I remembered the exact words. As soon as I opened my eyes, when I came back here, I forgot everything that the dog had told me. But interestingly enough, at one point during our conversation, and the dog now looked completely 100% like a normal dog, I said, you know what? And I don't know why I said this, guys, but I said, you know what? I think I gotta go. Something had told me I had to go. And in that moment, I just said, I will see you later. And I just willed myself. I said, I want to be back. Boom. I was back in my bed. I opened my eyes and the experience was done. Now, it's interesting. As I finish this up, I just want to tell you that my mom and I always discuss my experiences, and I have a sense that with this particular experience, like so many other experiences that I've had, that there's a deeper meaning to this. It seems simple on the outside, just someone connecting with a dog, stuffed dog, but it was a dog and it became real. But there's something deeper, and it's something that I have to contemplate, something that I have to think about. And I'm so happy that I have you, because perhaps you could add some insight into this. I think my guides were trying to show me something. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for coming on another journey with me, a strange one. Until next time, take care.